book up wide and meet adventures that wait for you. Live and learn and laugh and play whenever your dream comes true. You could swim along the river all the way to the sea. You could fly up in the sky above the clouds and trees. You could plant a flower garden up on top of the moon. You could swing through the jungle all afternoon. Wherever our story takes us, I can't wait to see. Yes, friends, come and read with me. It's Online Storytime.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Online Storytime at your Grand Rapids Area Library. I'm Miss Tracy.
I'm Grandma Pat.
And we're so excited you're with us today. Hey Grandma Pat, before we start talking about that really important thing we're going to talk about today, should we sing?
We should sing.
Storytime friends, would you sing with us? And remember, the song says clap your hands, but you clap whatever you have. Here we go. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, clap your hands. And I can't wait to hear some stories today. So Grandma Pat, what do you want to talk about?
Well, you know, summer's here.
Yep, summer's here.
I mean, this is May, and in northern Minnesota, we've got hot weather. Can't believe it, but we appreciate it. So it's time to start talking about, you know, what to do when you're out and about with your bicycles and your friends and everything else, and how to make yourself be safe.
Awesome. It is so important that we know how we can keep ourselves safe, how we can keep ourselves safe from getting hurt or from getting sunburned or from having an accident or lots of other things we need to talk about to be safe. To be safe means to make sure that your body is well and make sure that your mind is well.
And we've got a lot of good books about that.
Oh, Grandma Pat, I can't wait.
Miss Tracy, our first safety book today is about no dragons for tea. So you have to pay attention to this because you may not want to invite your favorite dragon for tea after this book. This is about fire safety. And it's written by Jean Pensawal and illustrated by Martine Gourbeau, and it's from Kids Can Press. All right, here we go. One warm, sunny day at the end of last week, my mom and I went for a walk to the creek. As I raced down the hill in my little red wagon, I veered to the left and smacked into a dragon.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Oh my goodness. I suppose he could see there was fear in my eyes as I jumped to my feet, quite filled with surprise. He sheepishly grinned and stepped out of the way, but he seemed so polite that I asked him to play. He's got his toys with him. He had a cute bear and some other toys too. With my shovel and pail, we'd have oodles to do. We ran to the creek and then on to the bay where we played on the beach for the rest of the day. Then Mom waved and said, "Now it's time to go eat. Let's pack the red wagon and head up the street." It's hard to stop playing with friends, old or new. So I asked if the dragon could come to eat too. Mom wrinkled her brow and squinted her eyes, and looking up at the dragon's incredible size, I begged and I pleaded, then said very sweet, "We won't make a mess. We'll be tidy and neat." So at last she said, "Yes, just this once, I'll agree. You may have the dragon come over for tea." We had carrots and apples, thick slices of ham with fresh homemade biscuits and strawberry jam, cold glasses of milk, and a great big dill pickle. But the pepper we sprinkled sure made my nose tickle. Then the dragon's nose twitched, and he started to wheeze. His eyes misted up, and he blew a great sneeze. Chew! Well, we all know what happens when dragons chew. Flames shot from his mouth and from both nostrils too. Goodness. Our tablecloth sparked and then burst into flame, and the curtains that hung right beside did the same. The smoke alarm rang with a loud, piercing sound. It meant, "Get out fast!" So I dropped to the ground. The room filled with smoke as I crawled out the door. I crawled on the floor and started to make my way to the front door. The dragon got scared and decided to hide, but I knew when there's fire, we must get outside. I grabbed his thick tail with one mighty tug. I pulled that big dragon from under the rug. I crept down the hallway and said, "Follow me. I know the way out. We must meet by the tree." So Mom and the dragon and I all met there. Then that silly old dragon went back for his bear.
Oh, you don't ever go back into a house.
We ran up and caught him and wouldn't let go. And I said, "Listen, dragon, here's what you should know. Don't ever go back. That just will not do. We can get a new bear, but we can't replace you." Since the fire was burning inside of our home, we went to the neighbors to borrow the phone. Mom knew what to dial and said, calm and clear, "Here's our full street address. Send the fire trucks here." Before very long, down our street, they came sailing with bright red lights flashing and loud sirens wailing. The fire crew rushed to start work on their tasks. They were dressed in big boots and wore helmets and masks. They hooked up the hose and ran into the house, where they sprayed streams of water in order to douse the table, the curtains, our lovely snack too, and it didn't take long till that fire was through. The fire chief called out of the door with a shout, "The smoke made a mess, but the fire is out." My poor friend the dragon knew he was to blame, so he hung down his head and wept great tears of shame. One of the fire crew said, "Don't be sad. You knew what to do, and of that we're quite glad. You all got out safely. That's really what matters." Then she took us to see the big pump truck and ladders. The dragon put on a shiny red hat, and I asked to see where the fire crew sat. She showed us the siren, the hoses and lights, and the ladders they climb up to reach higher heights. The rest of the fire crew checked all the rooms, while a fan in the door blew out gray smoke and fumes. Then the dragon and I, we sat down for a while. I reached up and hugged him. He gave me a smile. The next time the dragon and I want to play, we'll pack up a picnic and go to the bay. We are friends, tried and true, the best we can be. But I'll never again invite dragons for tea. And here's all the information on staying safe in a fire. But don't invite a dragon to tea.
Hey, Storytime friends, Grandma Pat.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a flannel board?
I would love to do a flannel board.
Excellent. One important thing that we can do, Storytime friends, 2 times every day is to brush our teeth. How does brushing our teeth keep us safe? Well, if we don't brush our teeth, we can get little cavity germs on our teeth. And that can cause us to get cavities, and it makes your tooth weaker. And we need all of our teeth our whole lives. So we're gonna sing a song about brushing the cavity germs away. I have a tooth, and there are 5 cavity germs on that tooth. We wanna get rid of them. And how do we get rid of them? We use our toothbrush. That's right. Should we do it? Here we go. 5 tiny cavity germs sticking to all my teeth, waiting for sweet and sticky treats. Oh no! 1 germ got brushed away. It simply could not stay. Now there are 4 cavity germs. Oh no! We still have 4 cavity germs left. How are we going to get rid of them? Because we don't want them sticking to our teeth. Here we go. 4 tiny cavity germs sticking to all my teeth, waiting for sweet and sticky treats. Oh no! 1 germ got brushed away. It simply could not stay. Now there are 3. 1 got brushed away without me even brushing it. Now there are 3 cavity germs. Oh no. Oh my goodness, friends. How are we going to get rid of those 3? You're right, let's brush them away. Here we go. 3 tiny cavity germs sticking to all my teeth, waiting for sweet and sticky treats. Oh no. 1 germ got brushed away. Uh-oh, this one's taking a long time. Come on, let's do a good job. It simply could not stay. Now there are 2 cavity germs. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Ready for another one? Let's do it. 2 tiny cavity germs sticking to all my teeth, waiting for sweet and sticky treats. Oh no. 1 germ got brushed away. It simply could not stay. Now there is 1 cavity germ. Oh no. Do you think we can get rid of that one? Let's try. 1 tiny cavity germ sticking to all my teeth, waiting for sweet and sticky treats. Oh no! This last one got brushed away. It simply could not stay. Now there are no more cavity germs. Yippee! And now we can go through our day, or we can go to bed with clean, shiny teeth. Thank you for staying safe.
Our next safety book, Miss Tracy, is called What We Wear When We Care. And it's by Sarah Finnan. And it's brought to us by Candlewick Press.
So, Grandma Pat, what does it mean to take care?
Well, you have to be careful of yourself. You know, when you're out and about and playing, you have to know how to take good care of yourself and be safe, like these people. What do we wear when we need to take care? Sometimes we wear helmets to protect our heads in case things clatter and clunk. All of these construction workers are wearing hats, hard hats they call them. Wonder what kids should wear, bump or crash.
So kids sometimes wear hard hats too.
Look at that. Because see, that's why. If you fall, you don't want to hurt your head. Sometimes we wear headphones to protect our ears from sounds that boom and rumble. Bang or whiz. Oh, the headphones. Sometimes we wear goggles to protect our eyes from things that fizz, spark, splish or splash. They're protecting their eyes. Sometimes we wear masks to protect from germs when we achoo, or cough, to protect ourselves and others from germs. And chatter. If you are sick and you have germs and you're just talking to somebody, they can catch your germs. Sometimes we wear vests to help us to be seen as trains, trucks, or cars zoom, whoosh, honk, and screech, and stop for us. Look at all of those vests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 vests. Sometimes we wear gloves to protect our hands when touching things that scratch, claw, freeze, or splatter. Protecting our hands. Sometimes we need boots to protect our feet in case things slip, burn, drip drop, or squelch. There's a lot of safety equipment that we can wear when we take care from our heads to our toes. What do you wear to take care? Do you wear any of these things? Boots or masks or headphones or hard hats? That's how we keep ourselves safe.
Hey, Storytime friends. Grandma Pat.
Yeah.
Do you want to learn some new shaker songs?
Yes, please.
I have 4 new shaker songs, all about different ways that we can be safe. That's pretty darn cool. Hey, I'm gonna hand Grandma Pat the envelope.
My favorite.
And if you don't have a shaker to use, you could make anything that makes noise. This is just some dried beans in an envelope, and I love the sound that that makes. All right, do you have your shakers? Are you ready? 1 second, excuse me? Excuse me? Oh, absolutely. Oh, it's good to see you too. Storytime friends. Tiger would like to be our Storytime friend today. Hello, Pat.
Hi, Tiger.
Hello, Storytime friends. Tiger, we are delighted to have you join us. Why don't you tuck away right there, and you can sing along with us, okay? Excuse me. All right, our first song is called Holding Hands, and how it's important to hold hands when we cross the street. Here we go. Holding hands is what we do, holding together like sticky glue. Holding hands helps keeps me safe when crossing over roads. Nice. Should we do it again? Here we go. Holding hands is what we do, holding like sticky glue. Holding hands helps keep me safe when crossing over roads. It is very important to hold somebody's hand when you cross over the road. All right, now let's do a traffic light. If you live in a city or even a big town, maybe even a small town, you might have seen a traffic light. And they're the lights that have the red on the top, the yellow in the middle, and the green light on the bottom. And all of those lights tell drivers and walkers special messages. All right, let's do the song called Traffic Light. Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, traffic light, on the corner shining bright. Red means stop, green means go, yellow means it's time to slow. Twinkle, twinkle, traffic light, on the corner shining bright. So when you see a red light, it means don't cross the road. When you see a yellow light, it means slow down, it's time to stop. And when you see a green light, it says, it's your turn, you can go. Let's see it one more time, here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, traffic light, on the corner shining bright. Red means stop, green means go, yellow means it's time to slow. Twinkle, twinkle, traffic light, on the corner shining bright. Nice job. All right, now, before we cross the street, while we're holding somebody's hand, there's something we need to do. We need to stop. We need to look. I like to look 3 times each way. And we need to listen for any traffic before we cross. And this song is called Stop, Look, and Listen. Here we go. Stop, look, and listen before you cross the street. Use your eyes and use your ears before you use your feet. Stop, look, and listen before you cross the street. Use your eyes and use your ears before you use your feet. Nice job. And finally, we're going to sing about what you might want to do if there's a fire in your house. Yeah, that's a very, very serious emergency. And the one thing that your job to do is if there's a fire in the house is to get out of your house. And you'll let the firefighters come in, and the firefighters will help put the fire out. But they need to make sure that you are out of the house before they can put out the fire. All right, so this is called the fire song. You ready? Here we go. If there's a fire, if there's a fire in your house, what do you do? What do you do? You get out. You get out. If there's a fire, if there's a fire in your house, what do you do? What do you do? You get out. You get out. And today after story time might be a good time to talk to your grown-ups about where you want to meet when you get out of your house. Because your job is to get out, and then you can meet your family or the people you live with someplace safe. Hey, thanks for singing. Oh, Storytime friends, Grandma Pat, I had such a fun day with you today, learning all different ways to stay safe. Do you remember we read about why it's important not to invite dragons for tea?
Oh, and he was so sorry that happened.
I know, the dragon was very sorry, but they learned safer ways to have tea with a dragon.
Yes.
And I love the book, What We Wear When We Take Care, because it showed us all different ways that we can be safe during our day.
And what adults have to do to be safe.
That's right. Adults do something, but kids do the exact same thing,
Mm-hmm.
just in different circumstances. And we got rid of all of our cavities, but you see what happened? They all came back. That means we're gonna have to brush tonight too. That's why you brush 2 times a day to get rid of our cavity germs. But now, I think it's time to say goodbye.
Okay.
I know, it's kind of sad.
It is.
Storytime friends, would you sing with us? All right, here we go. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Story time is done today. Now it's time to go and play. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Go find my helmet.